Okay, so what we're doing now is a review about what we were talking. So our verbs of frequency are usually, always, often, sometimes, rarely, never. And those are the ones we're going to put into 0% and 10% average. So the first one, always, is 100%. Usually is like a 18 or 90%. Often is a 50. Sometimes is a 20%, 30%. Really is a 10%. And never, obviously, is a 0. That happens with all our times expressions. Are once, obviously once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. So all our adverbs of frequency, we replace them to these words, we replace it with our adverbs. So now we're going to do an activity. As you can see, it's a complete sentence. We're going to read the first one, the first sentence, and with our time expression. We need to fix that and add our adverbs of frequency. Okay? So the first one says, I ride my bike twice a week. If it's twice a week, which adverb of frequency will you use?
Maybe often?
Often? Any other answer? Or the same answer?
Yeah, I think the same. It's often.
Okay, so let's see if it's often. Yeah, you guys were right. It was often. So I often ride my bike. The next one says, I read a book every day. Which one of the adverbs of frequency will you use?
Always.
Always, okay. Are you all sure about that one?
Yes, it would be always.
Okay, let's see. It was always. Very good. Next one says, I play the saxophone 5 times a week. So I play it how many times? On the adverbs of frequency, which one will you use?
Usually.
Usually, okay. Any other answer? Or you all think that is usually?
I'm not really sure, but I think it's always too.
Okay, let's see. It was usually because we're saying that 5 times a week. 5 times a week, we have 7 days of the week. So if we take 5 of them, there's 2 days that we didn't do that. So that means that we usually do that, but not always. It's more like I go to school 5 times a week, but I don't go to school on Saturday or Sunday. So those days are not part of the always. If we're doing something always, like I sleep always, I always sleep, as you can tell, there's always, you always do that 7 days a week. But if you do it 5 times a week, you're doing 5 days of five times, so it's not on the week. That's because we use usual. The next one says, I go to the cinema once a month. which one will you use? Always, usually, often, sometimes, rarely, or never.
I think it's rarely.
Yeah,
Really?
I think it's rarely.
Yeah, okay. Rarely, let's see. It was rarely because you're doing it just one time. And it could happen one more time after all this time we're talking about. And this one says, I don't eat fruits. Is that always, usually? Which one will you use about all or adverbs of frequency?
In that
Never.
case, I think yeah, never.
Never.
Never? Yeah, it was never. And the last one says, I play basketball once a week. Which adverb will you use?
I think it can be sometimes or rarely. I'm not
Okay.
secure.
I think it's sometimes.
Okay, let's see. It was sometimes because when you do something sometimes are means that once a week, one time of the week you're going to do it, and that's going to be all a month. So you're going to do it that 4 times a month because or a month has 4 weeks. So when we talk about once a week, we need to think about just about the week and in addition about the whole month. Well, in this case is sometimes. Now that we all practice about our adverbs of frequency, it's your time to do it by yourselves. So now that we know, you have to make your own sentences about the things of your routine. You're going to be using the verbs we saw on this presentation and a bonus verb that is drink. That is drink, beber, tomar algo. It's like drink something. Y always remember, use all your adverbs of frequency. You can use one for, I don't know, I always eat breakfast. Or you can use the other one like I often go to the gym. I don't know. So you can use one per verb or use whatever adverb or frequency you feel comfortable using. Okay? Is that right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so now let's begin with this activity. You can do it by your own. I'm going to be here to help you in anything you will need it.